Hi, welcome to the Things conference and thank you for showing interest in this presentation. I am Beray, the founder and the chief executive of Qubitro. In this session, I talk about what's Qubitro, why the world might need a new company for IoT solutions, including a demonstration of the platform. So when we look at the short history of the IoT project development, we still see that the greatest barrier for IoT applications is the hardness of technical challenges and lack of experienced human resources. There is still initial development cost, whether there is one or thousands of devices. There is still a problem while adapting to new technologies. And obviously there is a technical difficulties for almost any kind of IoT solutions. And IoT solutions requires experienced human resources, which could be one of the greatest barriers during the development of the solution. So of course there are services and the great technologies which could be used by developers as well as the companies, but it still takes time, initial cost, and it may be not easy to find experienced developers to understand all these technologies and developers. So with Qubitro, we just wanted to enable businesses to get started quickly to build IoT applications with a fully managed platform offering. So we take care of all the services, infrastructure, backup management, and we offer a new experience for the potential use cases and IoT solutions. So you can bring any devices to the cloud by using the most widely used protocols, which could be any device, any sensor, or you may use some webhooks that you may also need to connect your existing solutions without touching the devices itself. Of course, we also offer some integration with the well-known platforms, so you can still integrate to Qubitro even without touching your current integrations and the solutions. So once you start sending data to the Qubitro in any way, you will be able to integrate with different platforms such as data warehouses. You will be able to get the benefit of the persistent data storage, real-time rule engine, some external services such as triggering your own APIs or services that could be hosted anywhere on any platform. Of course, and there are some features like historical queries. So we came up with the idea by thinking the developers, when we know that IoT solutions require so many complicated stuff and there are so many use cases. So we didn't want to focus on the well-known verticals. Instead, we offer a horizontal scalable platform where developers can find any technology they need or even pre-written APIs, and so they don't need to take care of none of these that you can see on the presentation right now. So we offer the real-time rule engine, fully managed REST APIs, some technical stuff such as TLS-enabled WebSocket, data persistence. We even offer a single user interface where users can find drag and drop widgets, dashboards, and of course, in case of the scenario, you don't even write a single line of code with the Qubitro. So we are not only improving the experience, but also we offer all these in a globally managed infrastructure. We host code, we host every technology, and we take care of some difficulties such as latency, which could be a huge problem for some kind of scenarios. So we deal all this stuff, so you just focus on your businesses. So for example, we also offer user interface, as I mentioned. You can easily browse your devices, projects, easily visualize data in the most simple way. Of course, you can also debug the data, understand whether the data is correct or not, access the rules, device settings. You can even download historical data without writing a single line of code. We didn't stop there, and we also wanted to solve one of the biggest problems in the industry, which is cost, obviously. So we came up with the new idea called pay-as-you-connect model, which make you able to pay as you connect while the project is getting growth. So for example, you can start for free, and if you're a single developer or a small group of people that just want to try something new, you can pay $2 per month per device. Of course, you can start for free up to 2 devices. We are targeting large-scale projects, which is preferable for startups and enterprise-level use cases. So instead of fixed pricing, we offer every feature of the Qubitro customizable depending on your need. So for that, you can always contact us so we can schedule custom pricing with you depending on your need. So you can contact us through the website or the email social@qubitro.com, and you can immediately visit portal.qubitro.com and register to the platform. Now we are looking into Qubitro dashboard, the user interface, as well as the Visual Studio Code that connected to Raspberry Pi here. So on the dashboard, it's updating live, and you can combine different sensor values from the different types of devices. These devices also could be from different projects, so you can add any kind of widget just with a few steps here. Just like this, you can choose the dashboard, you can choose widget types, you can choose the project, as well as the device here. So all you need is just selecting some key, as well as the unit type and the optional color here. So now let's back to the projects here. You can create different projects and combine your devices depending on your use cases here. So once you click that, it automatically lists all devices here. And there's an also activity information about your project, as well as the basic settings. So you may need project ID if you are using APIs rather than the user interface. So when you click on the device, you are going to see some tabs here, which is analytics, data, rules, as well as the settings. So in order to being able to send data to Qubitro, you need to have both device ID and the device token. So for example, I have an example here, which is just copied and pasted from the Qubitro documentation. Let's say I want to use Python to publish some data. All I need is just copy and paste pre-written code examples into my device. So I have the example already here, and let me create a different device and start sending data to Qubitro. So let's create on the container project, and let's add, let's say, NVIDIA Jetson Nano here, and give it some name, whatever you want, and some location to help you remember where the device is. So click on the device, and now we are able to copy and paste new device ID as well as the new device token that created for you. So paste them here, just like this. And you can start sending any kind of data, which could be from the real sensor or CPU metrics. So now we see it's connected to Qubitro and the data is published. And once we click on the data and click on the refresh button, we are able to monitor data without any predefinition, which Qubitro automatically understands what data you are sending here. You can go back in the history, just like this. You can download the data, you can refresh, and of course you can clear the data that you already sent. There's an analytics tab. You can create some charts here. by choosing some static value, just like this. You can also define some custom color for sure. So the chart is created. You are able to visualize the data. You can always download the SVG, PNG, as well as the CSV of the chart and the data itself. So on the rules, you can create some rule when the condition happen. So for example, let's say when key 2 is greater than the 20, you wanna trigger your custom webhook or some third-party functions here. So there's an example rule here. So as you see, you can easily visualize how many times your rule engine matched, and you can refresh, and of course you can stop and start your rule without dealing any kind of code. So you can also visit your profile, address, payment options. It's how the user interface is looking on the Qubitro. So the idea on the user interface is just making you able to understand if everything is working well, if your device is up and running. Let's say you want to instantly access your data and you're not able to work with APIs, you can always use the user interface. But of course, we are trying to improve the user interface every day, since we offer so many complicated stuff on the API side, which I mentioned on the presentation. You can always send your feature request to us, and we will be making sure that you get notified once we announce the new features on the Qubitro portal. And that was about Qubitro. I shared the core values, general insights, and I hope you enjoyed and interested in it. I and my team are looking forward to meeting you during the entire conference. You can always reach out to us for any use cases, partnership opportunities, or just for general questions.